All right, hey folks, today was so beautiful, I thought we'd take this one outside. We were looking at one of the most beautiful clawhammer banjo songs today. It's called Wild Bill Jones. I've done it on the channel before, I've not taught it, so if you're not sure what it sounds like, I'll just do a quick version of it here, all right? Such a fun song to play, beautiful, complex. And here's the thing that's really cool, there's actually not a ton going on, really. So much of this just comes down to our right hand rhythm. I'm going to show you sort of maybe more difficult and easier versions as we go. If you want to grab the tab for the song, it's in the description, so you can follow along as well. First things first, tuning. This is a slightly unusual tuning. It's double C, but we modify it slightly. So our fifth string is going to be an A. Normally in double C tuning, that would be a G. So it's our change there. And it just gives it a slightly more modal, kind of dissonant sound. So A, we've got C, G, C, D. So when you play these sparser, moodier songs on clawhammer banjo, I kind of think about laying this sort of sonic foundation, the sonic bed that everything rests in. So maybe a syncopated pattern or something like that that we can play and just sort of relax, and we come out of it to play the melody here and there. So this one is going to start right with the melody, and I'll sort of show you that sonic bed as we go along. This is such a wonderful clawhammer technique that you can use anywhere. So we're really going to start out holding our C chord. Our C chord is just going to be the second fret of the first string. We strum that, we get a C chord. And so we're going to hold that the whole time, and then we're just going to use our index finger to kind of dance around and hit these melody notes, right? So we're going to start right with a hammer-on that third string, second fret. So we're going to one and skip and. That's just a regular skip. All we're doing is we're coming in, we're making that clawhammer motion, but we're just not hitting anything, right? So one and two and. If we were doing the bum ditty, it'd be bum dit t. So we're skipping the dit and still doing the thumb click. Cool. And throughout this song, we're really skipping a lot of the brush strokes. This is normally where the brush stroke would be. If you're not comfortable with it though, you want to play the brush stroke, that's going to sound good too. Like that would be the easiest modification you can make to this song, to just simplify it and still have it sound great. So we got one and two and one. Open second. Now second fret of the second. Open second. Second fret of the third again. So we're just climbing up and coming back down. And however you do that with you, if you use the brush stroke, if you use the syncopation, it's up to you. One and two and one, two and four. And we just do that again. Now here we change the last note slightly, right? We're going into our F chord here. So it's going to be your index finger on the second fret of the third string and your ring finger on the third fret of the first. I'm just going to give it a nice strum. And here now is where we kind of lay that sonic bed that this song rests in. So it's going to be now F. Now here, all I'm going to do is just this nice syncopated pattern. I'm going to skip, thumb pluck, skip, thumb pluck. So when I come in on that second thumb pluck, it's like a drop thumb where I'm setting my thumb onto that open second string. how do we do that? Okay, so it's actually really simple. That first stroke, the one, you can either do a brush stroke or you can just hit the second open string. And now you're just going to go skip, thumb pluck on the fifth, skip, thumb pluck on the second, skip, thumb pluck on the fifth again. Right? So altogether it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So that thumb pluck on the second it's like a drop thumb. If you were to do this without the skip, it would sound something like this. So that thumb pluck we do on the second is really just a drop thumb skip, which maybe sounds a little more complicated than it is. Basically, we're skipping the downbeat of the drop thumb, but we're still doing that thumb pluck on the second string. So if we were to play that without doing the skip, it would sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Which, again, we talk about that sort of sonic bed that the song rests in. You can do that as well if that's easier for you, or you can even skip the drop thumb altogether and just go. Something like that, right? Just kind of get a nice bum diddy going while you hold that chord. You can play around with it. You can see what works for you. So much works in this song. It's kind of you're painting your own picture here, right? And remember, you can follow along with the tab, grab that below if that helps. And by the way, if this is really kind of maybe a little advanced for you, this is a bit more of an advanced song. We look at some advanced techniques here. Please start with my quick start course. It's totally free and you can grab that in the description as well. So, okay, here's where we're at, right? I'm gonna play the whole thing nice and slow. You can kind of do that part as long as you want to. That's the other part where I talk about kind of that bed to rest in. These little parts are great. We can just kind of hang out on this chord doing whatever we're doing and then come back to it, come back to the song and bring the melody when we're ready. So you can kind of take a breath, try to remember the words, whatever it is that kind of helps you there. So the next part, I'm just going to play it real quick. So you see what we did there? We just sort of came out of that bed real quickly and then came back down. So the timing is a little strange when we come out of that sort of sonic bed. We're doing it in the middle of the measure. And what we're gonna do, instead of doing the drop thumb on the second string, we're doing it on the open first, right? So it's gonna sound like this. 1, 2, and 3. You see what we're doing there? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So you're just replacing that open second with an open first to kick off that next piece. All right, then we've got. And we're just doing a nice little ascending, descending riff again, kind of the same thing we were doing in the beginning. Then we're back into our sonic bed here. All right, so let's just go through these notes, these melody notes. We're going open first, second fret of the first, fifth fret of the first, just reach up with your pinky, second fret, open first, open second, then we're back into our. See how nice that sounds when we're just always coming back to that motif, right? And that really anchors the song and just gives it this nice kind of sleepy, chill vibe that I really like. So I'm gonna play through this whole first part. Into it. And the next part is just that repeated. See how it works? Now you've got choices here. All right, so I'll show you what I like to do. You can kind of do E, right? You can just go, so this song really goes, just kind of goes verse, 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 lots of words. I like to break it up a little bit. I like to just really kind of relax into that nice motif. But what I do now is just kind of bring in the fourth string for that nice bassy sort of floor to it as I continue my pattern. So what I do is going to go open fourth and hammer on. And now start that same sonic bed again. See what I'm doing? Just hit. I'm just replacing a few of those second string hits with the fourth string, kind of letting that ring out underneath everything. It's important you don't mute it because it just sounds really nice, just sort of ringing out strongly underneath everything, giving it this nice foundation to rest on, right? And then whenever you're ready, you can go back into the verse. We've also got this sort of high part. Which is deceptively simple, right? We really are keeping pretty much the same rhythm we are in the sort of regular part. This is like a little solo, again, to break it up, and it just sounds nice. But here's the cool thing is almost all of it takes place on the first string. Like I'm just kind of moving my first finger around, first or third finger, and then just kind of strumming the other open strings to give it a foundation here and there, wherever it sounds good. I don't think too hard about it. I just sort of strum if it feels right and to go. Check the tab for that cool thing. But I do want to give you just one quick tip for playing a little bit up the neck, because you kind of do have to sort of get to learn where those spots are, right? So you can hit those accurately. Look, I'm not perfect either, but you know, I've learned one thing that's really helped, and that is I like to think about what finger I'm leading with, right? So on my way up, I always like to lead with my ring finger if I can. And then when I start to come back down, I switch and lead with my index finger. And that way, I'm just not trying to remember where every finger is, what's going on, trying to memorize a bunch of different positions. I know if I'm going up the neck, I'm going to kind of lead with that ring finger. And if I'm coming down, I'm going to lead with my index finger. And that really helps quite a bit. So, looks like the weather's starting to turn here, because it is England after all, and it'll probably start pouring rain soon. I see the storm clouds gathering behind me. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let me know what you think below, what songs you would like to hear next, and I will see you soon. All right.